7 a.m. Now, Fox 40 Live continues.
Let's check in with Paul. We're going to find out how we can treat those citrus trees and make sure we keep the pest away, Paul.
Yeah, we're talking a lot about trees that provide us delicious fruit today. Ted Batkin is with us. He's the president of the California Citrus Research Board.
Correct.
Thanks for coming. There's a critter that's making its way into California from elsewhere, and it's a lot of trouble.
Yes, it is. It's called the Asian citrus psyllid. It's a little tiny pest about the size of an aphid, and it has come into California by way of Mexico. It's in Florida, causing a great deal of damage there, and we're worried about it getting into California and working its way up into the Central Valley. We're asking homeowners to help us because it tends to move in the urban population first and then expand out into commercial groves.
Agriculture people are probably more careful than we home folks. When I showed at the beginning of the program this morning a picture of this thing, and it's a kind of a nasty looking bug, but talking to you, I'm not going to see it out in my yard, am I?
Well, it's a little difficult. It's very small, but if you turn the leaves over, it looks kind of like a little black thorn, and so it doesn't. It looks different than any other pest that you might find on your leaf.
Okay, but you said like an aphid. I mean, aphids are tiny. They're little tiny white dots, right?
Yes, they are. And this thing has I can't even get my fingers close enough properly on it. But you can see it without a microscope or anything. But if you see this, then we ask people to contact the ag commissioners so they can send an entomologist out and identify it for sure.
Okay, so I'm looking for a little tiny, looks like a black thorn on the back of any citrus leaves?
Mostly the kind of towards the outside of the tree is where the adults hang out, and then they lay their eggs in the new flush. So if the tree's starting to put a little bit of new flush out on the end of the branches, that's where they'll lay their eggs.
Okay, good place to look. And any citrus, orange, lemons, limes, everything?
It has no barriers.
No
It'll take anything, including your kumquats and your patio.
Okay. And now, we were talking earlier off the air, while it does damage the fruit, the big concern is these things kill the trees.
Well, they carry a bacteria, or they have the potential to carry a bacteria that will kill the trees. The aphid or the psyllid themselves won't do that damage, but the bacteria that they can carry will kill the tree.
And how much damage are we seeing in the Florida crops?
They're losing both in the commercial and the homeowners are losing about 20% of their trees per year.
Now, this ultimately came from elsewhere in the world. I mean, has it decimated crops in places around the world?
It has. It's caused very serious damage in China, and then it moved down into Brazil. Brazil is now losing their crops down there. It has now moved up into the eastern part of the United States, into Florida and other states, and we're concerned about it coming around through Mexico into California.
And as we run, once again, if we think we might have spotted that in our yard, what do we do?
Call the ag commissioners, whatever county you're in, and is the best way, or any ag official can help with this.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ted. There you go. We're going to try to keep our citrus safe in California. Look out for the evil psyllid, everybody. Looks like a little black thorn.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, I think